Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, unfortunately, not much more action on Friday, so there wasn't really much now. It's, after the daily candle close, it's still the same situation here on this chart. As I said in the last video, we might not see much more action. It was Friday, okay, now we are in the weekend, all right, and hopefully you will all have a great weekend. And I think typically the Saturday is rather quiet, especially if the Friday was quiet, the Thursday was quiet. Maybe on Sunday we see a bit of action. So it just feels to me like a quiet weekend. We'll see what happens. But the levels are clear. The levels haven't changed. We are basically above support, below resistance. And it's pretty balanced in terms of probabilities. What would be ideal on this chart is if we could get at least this one more leg up. But obviously this is an assessment on the micro level, fairly unreliable, but there is not much else that's going on. I mean, the 1 hour chart hasn't changed. Really, we're still in this ongoing sideways correction. A lot of people getting frustrated. A lot of people switching off. I always see that on the, when I look at the views on YouTube. Now, typically when enough people have switched off, that's when the markets are starting to move. Just has to do with the typical characteristic of a fourth wave. Fourth waves frustrate people. And obviously we're dealing here with the two scenarios. One of them is the fourth wave is finished. Could have bottomed on the 19th of April. We're currently, observing that, watching that. We are assessing that based on the latest microstructures. And then in the other scenario, we go down a little bit lower. But that would then mean that we are still in a fourth wave correction, which started here around the 14th of March. So it's pretty boring. And that's typically what a fourth wave does, right? It's just boring. It's boring people out. And someone asked me in the previous video in the comments if it's correct that this structure here is long-term bearish. Absolutely not. This is obviously we're holding above support. That's what the boxes are for. As long as we're holding above support and we're not even close to the lower support level, as long as we're holding above support, everything is okay. Nothing bearish here on this chart. So if we zoom in a little bit, let's talk about short-term bullish, short-term bearish. This is now obviously really an assessment on the nano level. For anybody who's interested, understand if you're not, because not much happened. But the idea is still that in the short-term bearish count, a B wave could have topped here. It's a corrective wave, followed by a 5-wave move to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it counts better as 3 waves down, but that is a valid and reasonable assumption. 5 waves down, and then because this move up was 5 waves, this could be the A wave in the white count of a wave 2 after the wave 1 bottomed on Thursday. Then A wave up, B wave down, C wave up. That is sort of what I see as a likely scenario. One more high seems likely given that this A wave was in 5 waves. Typically suggests that there should be another high, but yeah, we'll see. In this white count, the resistance level of 66.4K shouldn't be broken. And this would be the ideal area where that C wave should start. And then we can get a 3rd wave down if we see a reaction in the resistance area. Obviously, if we get a break below yesterday's or below the Thursday low, that would confirm already that we're in the 3rd wave down. Now, in the short-term bullish count, the move to the upside from the 19th of April low was a 5-wave pattern. You can count that as 5 waves, both in the B wave scenario and in the wave 1. In the B wave scenario, this is the C wave of wave B. Again, that gets maybe too academic now, too complex. Corrective pullback into the support zone, small reaction to the support zone, rallied into resistance, getting rejected, 3 waves down. So, and now it's basically the ideal spot to start either the C wave in white or the 3rd wave in yellow. Ideally from here. And then, yeah, we have to watch the levels in the resistance area between 65,080 and 66,400. But as long as we are above support, below resistance, there isn't really anything that's here, nothing that's changing the game here. And yeah, it's just boring. So hopefully we get a bit of action. I think I've run out of things to say. There isn't much more to say. Already a break below, obviously, yesterday's low at 63.3K will increase probabilities that we are heading down in the white count. And yeah, obviously that would be confirmed with a break below the Thursday low. If we get another low, it should take us sort of towards around about 57,500, maybe 55,960. Okay, we have to be patient. Have a great weekend. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.